Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for what, the fourth time today, if I'm not mistaken? I know you all are probably getting sick and tired of me at this point, but here we are. We have 10 players that are potential Hall of Famers from this team. So today we're going to get into the case of Anthony Duclair. Now he's a weird one. He really is. Having had as high as 45 goals with the team, okay, as many as 87 points, always around that 85 mark, which I always found really interesting. And I was mistaken. In one of the last ones, I said that Denisenko was the first guy to take a pay cut. He wasn't. It was actually Anthony Duclair, who played for, I believe, in his entire 8-year contract, or maybe 7 of his 8-year contract, at around 2.75 million, which is an incredible deal, and once again is just a great selfless act that ultimately I think paid off for him. He ended up winning what, 3 Stanley Cups, 2 Stanley Cups, I think 2 Stanley Cups if I'm not mistaken. So winning 2 Stanley Cups during his time here, getting the honor actually to play with some of the best players in Panthers history, such as Huberdeau, such as Barkov, such as even the lone season that we were able to have Matthew Barzal. He truly, he truly embodied what this team needed, which was a silent, well, that is unfortunate, a silent point producing sniper for the second line who isn't going to complain. And another big team guy with that, all right? He, again, like Denisenko, went kind of quiet, as much as I hate to say that. I like Duclair, I do, but he was silent whenever we needed points. He would come up maybe once or twice in a playoff run, which is fine for an average player, but if you're wanting to be a Hall of Famer, you got to be coming up regularly. I would argue that when it comes to, simply clutch, you have more of a case for Danton Heinen than you do for Anthony Duclair. However, obviously, a Hall of Fame is not entirely built on the clutch ability, as obviously you have to produce in the regular season too, which Duclair does to a fair extent. Once again, the big thing about him is that he's a team guy. He took that massive pay cut for us. He didn't complain when he was traded. Like that's another thing, he gets traded off of a team that, if I'm not mistaken, we had just won the Stanley Cup, or maybe it was a year removed from winning the Stanley Cup. But the point is that he went off of a dynasty team and joined, who was it? Was it Chicago, if I'm not mistaken? Who, we already know what they are. Don't say, or they're definitely not a contender, so you can go ahead and scratch that out. But the thing is with them is obviously he was a talented player, big team guy, like I've said. Sorry, really, I know I'm reiterating myself, but I'm just trying to make sure I cover all my bases here. Um, 45 goals is nothing to sneeze at, and he regularly put up at least 35, if not 40. He almost always crossed the 85 point mark, and was always, with us at least, a point per game player, which meant a lot, especially to that second line. He helped us oversee I guess the change in power, you could say, as Almond and Barney took on more and more responsibility regarding that second line. And he was also there to be able to help us deal with Patrick Hornqvist's unfortunate regression. Um, Overall, he's been a good player for us. Again, a really good team guy, not a very not a very high producer, but where do you set the standard? That's essentially what this is. Um, that was terrible on my part. Should have done something fancy. But yeah, it's all about where do you set the standard with it. Because if you want to include him, I get it. If you don't, I get that too. The other thing about Anthony Duclair, aside from the fact that he kind of went, not necessarily invisible, but minimalistic, you could say. He definitely was a minimalistic playoff player. Um, some of that is probably to do with who his line mates were, who we're actually going to cover at a different in a different video here, as one of them has definitely earned himself at least the consideration. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you all think. Um, if I had to give you my straight up answer, it's probably a no for Anthony Duclair, as much as I love the dude. Anyways, guys, with that being said, I will see you all in the next one later today when we discuss Sam Reinhart. Talk to you all then.